Eighth graders, great to hear from you again. I hope you like the sound of my voice. If not, I am so sorry. I'll try not to be terribly boring or monotonous. We're in section 7.2 today. We're going to do example 4, and we're going to do something I really love, which is factor by grouping. This is one of my favorite ones to do, one of my favorite ways to factor. I think it's pretty easy, and I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, let's take a look. Factor by grouping, what you're going to do is you're literally going to group them into pairings, okay? So I put kind of little upside down braces underneath each one so you could see how we want to split it up, okay? What we want to do is we want to take and find the GCF of these first two numbers, which is 12a cubed and 9a squared. Now, the greatest common factor of both 12 and 9 would be 3, and the greatest common factor of a cubed and a squared would be a squared. If I took 3a squared out, and I factored it out of those two particular terms, I would be left with 4a minus 3. Okay? This is more practice of what we learned in example 1. So if you're not really sure about example 1, then we need to get some more practice in there, maybe review the video again, and probably do some extra work in class and out of class to get you comfortable with that. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing here. We want to find the GCF of 20a and 15. So what's the biggest number that's a factor of 20 and 15? And you're right, positive 5. And there's not an a in both those terms, so I can't pull an a out. I only have an a in one of them, not in both. So we're going to pull out a 5. 5 times 4a is 20a, and 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, now the key to factor by grouping, what are you looking for? Common binomial factor. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for, after you factor out the GCF, you are being very intentional here, and you're going, if it's factorable, then it should have a common binomial factor. Well, guess what, guys? We have it. And there it goes. We're going to put it in its own quantity, and then we're going to put what's left behind, which is the 3a squared and the positive 5, and there's your factored form. Looks great. Okay, that is factoring by grouping. You first pull out GCF of the first two terms, GCF of the second two terms, look for a common binomial factor, pull it out, and you factored it. Let's try the next one, okay? Same thing, I'm going to demonstrate again. So let's focus in on the 9x cubed and the 18x squared. What's the GCF? If you're thinking or have already written 9x squared, you nailed it. Good job. 9x squared times x is 9x cubed. 9x squared times 2 is 18x squared. So that looks great. There's your GCF of the first one and what's left behind. Now the second quantity is x and 2. Well, the only GCF there is an understood 1. I'm going to actually write it, because when I don't write it, students ignore that there's actually a number there. And there is a number there. So the GCF of x plus 2 is actually 1. And I'm going to write that, and I did. Okay? Hey, we got a common binomial. We are rocking and rolling here. So we're going to put that in its quantity, and we're going to put the rest of it in the other quantity. And there's the factored form of that polynomial. Looking good. You guys are doing a great job. I hope it's making sense. Remember our process. Find the GCF of the first two terms, find the GCF of the second two terms, look for a common binomial, factor it from there. That's what we're doing. All right, let's do letter C. All right, GCF of 6b to the third power plus 8b squared. I would say 2b squared is our GCF. So we'll pull that out. 2b squared times 3b is 6b cubed, and 2b squared times 4 is 8b squared. Okay, so that's looking good. That's factored. Let's get here, 9b plus 12. Let's pull out a positive 3. That's going to leave me with 3 times 3b is 9b, and 3 times 4 is 12. Hey, we got our common binomial. There it is. Put it into its own quantity, and then put the rest in the other, and you're done. There's the factored form right there. Love it. It looks great. Guys, I'm going to have you try the next one. Don't be afraid. I know you're going to do a great job. Just give it your best shot. It never hurts you to try the extra credit. It can only help. Okay? Good luck, and I will check your work tomorrow.